Lesson 2. True, false, or yes, no, not given. True, false, not given, or yes, no, not given can be very common on the IELTS reading test. Are they the same? No. So what are the differences? True, false, not given are used when the passage is about facts. So your task requirement is, are the statements true according to the information in the passage? So you'd be given a list of statements, a couple, about 3 or 5 of them, and they ask you which of them is either true, false, or not given as per the passage. Yes, no, not given. It's when the passage is about the writer's opinion. So, do the statements agree with the views expressed by the writer? So, if the statement given is in line with the writer's opinion, then it's a yes. If it contradicts with what the writer is saying, then it's a no. If you can hardly say if it's either true or not, because the information is either not given or given but you cannot decide because the information has been abridged, then it is not given. What's the good news? The good news is the differences are not very significant. You should tackle both questions in the same way. That is the statement correct? Is it incorrect? Or not given? We don't know. Another thing worth knowing is questions are always in order. And by now, you should understand what I mean by questions are in order. Meaning, answers to the questions in the passage are sequential. We should get an answer to question 1 before getting an answer to question 2, and then in that order. You should be very confident about this. Another trick you should know is, in IELTS reading test, if you have true, false, not given, or a yes, no, not given, if it should be 5 statements, so statement 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we are to determine which statement is either true, false, or not given, or yes, no, not given, then you should know that there is no question type that all your answers will be true throughout, false throughout, true, false without a not given. Now, what I'm trying to explain is any question you would get for true, false, not given, even if it is just 3 questions, which can be the minimum, then you should know that out of this question, there should be a true, there should be a not given, and there should be a false. So if your answer pattern do not cover all the 3, either yes, no, and the not given, then you should know you are on the wrong path. So make sure that on the IELTS reading test, if you are solving a true, false, not given question, you need to get all forms of the answers, which is a 3. Either true, false, not given, yes, no, not given. Now, a question which might be going through your mind is, under what circumstances do you write a true or a yes, something, or a false or a no? Now, the question would demand that you should state that, are they true, false, or not given, yes, no, not given. This is the part that can be tricky. Now, if you solve your first passage 1 in the IELTS reading test, and then you had a true, false, not given question, which is the common type of these 2 forms, then you can write your answers in true, false, not given. Then you get times and go to passage 2. And in passage 2, the question was to either state if it is a yes, no, not given. But because you've answered true, false, not given, you continue to write your answers. So if it is a yes, because you are time bound and operating at a higher frequency, you might write true. This is wrong. So please read the instruction and write the answers accordingly. I have pre-cautioned many students on this, yet they make same mistakes over and over again. So you should be careful to write the right answers in the right form. It's very important. We are now going to solve a couple of examples, and I need you to demonstrate your ability to comprehend text passages. They can be a bit trickish. You need to analyze. Thank you. So we have in here the statement at the top, the instruction, and this is our assumed passage. This is just a sentence, but we need to determine if it is true, false, not given, or a yes, no, not given. So follow me. Now, let me read the statement. The statement is, it is possible but not normal to say powerful tea. Yes. Now, decide if the above statement is a true, false, or not given statement. So, we come here to read our passage, assumed passage. While the same meaning could be conveyed through the roughly equivalent powerful tea, the fact is that English prefers to speak of tea in terms of being strong rather than in terms of being powerful. This is confusing. Let's analyze. Let's have a keyword. So we can see, while the same meaning could be conveyed, then the roughly equivalent, we have powerful tea. English prefers, and then in terms of being strong rather than being powerful. So these are my keywords. I'm giving you a couple of minutes. Pause this video and think about it. Try and analyze it. The right answer is true. So if your answer is true, then you correct. Let me explain to you why it is true. So it is possible, keyword, but not normal to say powerful tea. Now let's look at this analysis. While the same meaning could be, so could be is the keyword. Could be indicates possibility. That is a maybe. That is perhaps. This is to show possibility. So conveyed through the roughly equivalent powerful tea. The fact is that English prefers to speak of tea in terms of being strong rather than being powerful. So assumingly, you can say tea is strong, but the English will prefer to say it's more powerful or it's been powerful. On the same note, it doesn't mean it is wrong if you say it is being strong. So there is possibility. So this is a true statement. So all you need to do is to write your answer on the box as true. And you're a happy man. You're a happy woman. Second question. The information age is characterized by our exposure to abundance of data. Abundance of data. So the information age is characterized by our exposure to abundance of data. So you decide if the above statement is a yes, no, or not given. The information age now buries us in data coming at us from every which way. Pause this video and think about it, analyze it, and tell me what your answer is. Hello, welcome back. The right answer to this statement is a yes. You're correct. If you're wrong, let me explain. The information age is characterized by our exposure to abundance of data. So the keyword is abundance of data and information age characterized. So we are to determine if this is a yes, no, not given. The information age now buries us in data, coming at us from every which way. Now, coming at us is important in every which way. Let's forget about this statement and let me transpose you to a different session. If you have enemies and you want to tell someone that your enemies are coming at you from every angle, so you say, my enemies are coming at me from every angle, from every which way. So what are you trying to depict? Do you have more enemies? Yes, you have more enemies. And to be buried in something is to be what? Immersed. To be submerged. And whatever you are submerged in, there's a lot of it. So this is a yes statement and it is true. But because the question is asking us to state if it is a yes or no or not given, we can write true, but we write yes. So if you wrote true, then you are wrong. I'm sorry. Decide if the above statement is true, false, or not given. Here, I would allow you to do the math. Pause this video and try to tell me what the answer to this question is. Welcome back. He dedicated the whole day to his work. Decide if the above statement is true, false, or not given. So the right answer is false. You're correct. Now, at noon, he ceased work for the day and spent half an hour practicing the flute, on which he became quite a skilled performer. So, at noon, he ceased work. So, he was not practicing the whole day. He dedicated the whole day to his work? No, because he spent half an hour doing something else. I'll leave you to do this and please determine, pause this video and try to solve this mystery. Is this a true, false? Decide if the above statement is yes, no, or not given. So, the majority of choices you make on daily basis are conscious decisions. Lovely. Most of the choices you make each day may feel like the product of a well-considered decision making, but they are not. They are habits. Is this yes, no, or not given? Think about it. This should be a no. If you were thinking a not given, I'm sorry. It's clear. There is a sharp contradiction at the end of the sentence. So, when you are doing the roll out test, anytime you come across a statement, you need to read around it very carefully. 2 sentences before, 2 sentences below. Make sure you get it because there might be some contractions that you might not cover to make the decision. So make sure you have a full picture of what the statement is about before you make your judgment. Think of your judgment as a death sentence. Do you want to kill someone who is innocent? No. So let's see why it is a no here. So the majority of choices we make on daily basis are conscious decisions. Conscious decisions is the key word in this question. Now, what are conscious decisions? Conscious decisions are things you are aware of. Things that you are aware. So once you are aware of your environment, you are conscious, you are alert. Most of the choices we make each day may feel like product of well-considered decision making. That is consciousness. But they are not. This is the changing sentence. This is a sharp contraction. They are habits. Now, what are habits in the definition form of it? When you do things repeatedly, they become habits, and therefore you do not think about them before you execute these activities. So, irrespective of the definition, there is a contraction to give you the clue. So, since this statement is contradicting since the information in the passage is contradicting what the statement was saying, this is a no. If this was asking us to determine if it is true, false, or not given, it would have been false. But in this instance, it is a no. If you stated false, I'm sorry, love, it's wrong. Now we've come to our last practical example. Please do pause this video and get the answer to this question. Let me know if it is if it is true, false, or not given. The statement is Kennedy Agyapong was more successful in Ghana than in Germany. Decide if the above statement is a true, false, or not given. He first attracted attention as Kempong on a tour of Ghana, where he challenged most politicians to keep him locked up. Is this statement true, false, or not given? The right answer is a not given. This is not false. Now, why is it a not given? The statement is saying Kennedy Agyapong was more successful in Ghana than he was in Germany. And the information we have is he first attracted attention as Kempong on a tour of Ghana, where he challenged most politicians to keep him locked up. In this statement, the question is, can we really make a conclusion with the information given in the sentence that he was successful in Ghana? No. Was he even successful in Germany? We do not know. So anytime it is difficult for you to conclude or take a stand, then it is a not given. Let's have a summary. True, yes, the correct information is given in the passage. So if the information in the passage reflects the statement, then it is true or yes. False no is when we have a different information given in the passage contradicting the statement. So the information is stated in the passage, however, it is a contradiction to what the statement is providing. And if it is a not given, we do not know the answer because there isn't enough information or no information at all. So this is all you need to know about true, false, not given, yes, no, not given. Something you need to wrap your head around. At any given point, when you are solving a true, false, not given, or a yes, no, not given, I encourage you to look at up to 2 or 3 answers at a go. You know these answers, the answers to the questions are in order in the passage. So if the first answer is a not given, and according to this definition, there isn't enough information or no information at all. So if there is no information at all, and you just look at question 1 to get the answer in the passage, then you end up reading the whole passage and not getting any answer to your question 1. However, if you do look at question 1, 2, or 3, if you look at question 1 to 3 or question 1 to 2 at a go, and you have these statements in mind, if the very first question is a not given, the second question may be true, may be false, or maybe yes or no. Once you get an answer to question 2, then you understand that the answer to question 1 is a not given because answers are sequential. I would show you how to do this, but please keep it in mind and try to get it done this way. Always remember our skill. Read the title first, look at the set of questions, go back to your passage, read at normal speed, try to get the answers. Do not skim and do not scan. Only scan for names and numbers. Skip any difficult question and try to get to the end of the passage. This is the trick. Thank you very much. Let's go forward to our lesson assignment. So you need to attempt the true, false, or yes, no, not given question for this lesson to demonstrate your understanding. Please, you need to focus on exemplifying or putting these strategies into practice. Do not worry about time. The basic aim of lesson practice is that you need to base your efficiency on accuracy. Try to get more questions correct, even if it take you the whole day. Once you master the act, then we can focus on time and speed. Thank you very much and have a nice time.